Hello guys, so here we are back again with another video, and today's video is all about Scanf function. Let us now, our program will be able to take input from the user. This will grant our program a very user-friendly environment, and we don't have to initialize the variable every time to use in our program. Now let's just move right into the video. 3, 2, 1, start. So first of no 3, 2, 1, start. So starting from the first, let us first understand what is this function scanf. That is, what is this scanf function? So first of all, these are few points on scanf function. First one being, scanf function is a predefined function. Now let us understand what we mean from that. Actually, there are many functions that are already defined in the C compiler, and scanf is one of them. We have already understand and are currently using an predefined function, uh, that is printf function, and here we are learning again a new predefined function named scanf function. Now understand this concept. Printf function and scanf function. Printf function just print the value in the screen, while scanf function take the value from the keyboard. They are just like opposites to each other. Now the second point of scanf function is presenting standard.io.h. We know what is this standard.io.h. Standard.io.h is a preprocessor directive, and we already have seen few examples where we have used it. So both the function, that is printf, and also the scanf functions are present in standard.io.h. And now moving forward, now what is this scanf function do? Basically, this scanf function allow the programmer to accept input from the user for the betterment of our program. Now let us see some use cases where we can use these. Now let us suppose we have a calculator and we don't know what the user want to calculate. We will ask the user what the value of a and b, and then we will add it and then print the function. This is how the scanf function work. Now moving forward, we will see what is the basic syntax of scanf function. So this one is very important, because these two functions, printf function and scanf function, we will be using every single program, and these two are the basic building blocks of our C programming language. So now what is this syntax? Let's see this one. Okay, this seems quite understanding, but at the same time it is very complex. Let us just break it down into few parts. Let's break it like this. Here we have three parts here. First one being the scanf. We already know scanf. Here scanf is the function. So just like in the printf, we write printf, and then in the bracket we write everything. Here also scanf, and in the bracket we write everything, and bracket close. Okay, here should be a inverted comma, semicolon. Now what is this format specifier? We have already learned and currently also using these format specifiers. You must have learned about something like this: %d, %c, and many more. These are the format specifier. Okay, if you don't know this one, please go to the previous video and search for it. It must be in the printf function video, and you will understand the very concept what we are talking about. I am just revising the concept. We have these format specifiers that specify the data type of that variable. For example, %d it says that the variable is of integer type. At the same time, %c says that the variable is of character type. There are many more format specifiers, just like %f for float, ampersand uh, %s for strings, %o for octal values, and many more. You can just see the table that I have provided before and just practice as much problem as you can. Now, what is this address of a variable? Okay, in the last video, that is the special operator video, we have learned about two operators, size of operator and ampersand operator. What we have learned, size of operator gives the size, the how much memory that variable is taking in the memory block, and at the same time this ampersand operator is used to see or to find what is the address of that operator, of that variable. So this is the same address. Now let's see an example. Okay, yeah, here this is our example, and this is taking an input of integer type variable. Let us say we have already declared a is as an integer type, that is int a, and then we are writing scanf, that is we are saying we want to take input, then %d, we are saying okay, our variable is of integer type, and then here comes the logic. This is the address of a, not the value of a. Let us suppose we have okay, let us suppose we have the value of a as 2, then %a is not 2, %a is not is equals to 2. %a must be some random value that is allocated by the compiler to that program, to that variable. Okay, now let's just move to the programming section and practice few scanf programs, and we will understand every single bit of these scanf function. So here we are back again to VS Code, and we will be programming few programs, and also we will be understanding scanf function as much as we can. So first of all, what should we do? We will include our standard io.h. Here we are including standard io.h because printf function and also the scanf function both are present in this standard io.h preprocessor directive. So we have to include this in standard io.h to use printf and scanf in our program. Now let's just write int main, okay, and then we will take a variable int a. We are taking a integer variable here. Now we will just print %t comma a. Okay, here now I have taken a variable a, and then I have printed in our screen. So what should be the value of a if we will print this one? Okay, let's just run it, and you will see here a random variable, a random value. This is a random garbage value that is allocated to that memory. Okay, but we want now we want a value that we are having, that is, let us say a is equals to 2, and then if we will run it, you will get 2. Now the value, this one 7548356, that is a garbage value, is replaced by the value 2 in that memory block. Now the address is same still. You see, if we will here use %, that is we want to print the address of a, and then we will run this one. See, 6 4 4 2s and 0. Now if we will remove the value here, and then if we will run it, the value of that address is same still. This is what we have to understand. The address of a variable never changes during the execution time, but it can change if we make new program also, but the value of that variable can changed and modified as much and how much we want. Now let's take use the scanf function. Scanf, okay, ampersand, oh, sorry, this is the format specifier for integer type, comma. Now we will just write ampersand a. Okay, now if we will run this one, let's see what will happen and what we are doing wrong. Okay, our program run, but it is somehow in the loop, or it is giving some abnormality, because the value a is we have taken the value a as an input, but we are not printing the value of a, we are printing the address of a. Now let's just alter this one. Okay, and to remove from that loop we will yes, okay, and then now we will run this program. Now it is asking for a value. Now we will just give a value, let's say 6, and then if we write, it is printing 6. So you see, I am giving a value 6 and it is printing the same. Okay, let's just see one more example. How can we alter this one? Let us say enter the value of a, that is ampersand d, and then we will taking input. So here what is happening, we are taking we are asking for the value, enter the value of a, and then we are taking the input. Okay, enter the value, and then here. Okay, and also we can here use an escape sequence to change the line. Now let's just run this one. You see, we are not getting the same what we wanted. It is asking a value, okay, but it is not printing the enter the values. If we will give these values 3 here, it is printing a garbage here. Now to format this one, we have to do something like this. Here we are taking input, I ask for our what we want to ask, enter the value, and then we will use here. Okay, and then if we will run it, see, enter the value, and then if we will enter the value, some value, let's say 234, and then it is printing 234. This is how this scanf function works. We cannot give any string like enter the value, enter the name in the scanf function. We have to do something like this. Now let's just modify this program, and we see what will be the error and what will be not. What will happen if we forget this ampersand symbol? Let's just run this one. Okay, it is asking for a value. Okay, let's give 234 again, and then we will give this one. You see, it is printing some garbage value, so we cannot forget this one. We will just print that. Okay, yeah. Now let's make this program even bigger. We have an integer variable a. Now take a character. Okay, now let's a project here. This one be a mini project, or you can say a mini program. We will make a program to take input from a student, and then printing the details with the average marks. Okay, this will be our first this will be our very first program, which will be something like this. Let's just move. Now we will just first print something creative. Let's print like stars. Sorry for that. Student detail entry. This will just make our program look better. This is nothing else, and then here ampersand n backslash n, that is the escape sequence. Now we will just again ask for our ask our student what is his name. So enter your name. Okay kid, you have to enter your name, but where we will store our store the student name? So we have to take a variable of character type, but this will be a string type. So this one will be a new one. Here characters name bracket 10. So what is this? Actually, this is a variable. It is a group of character type variable that can store a string. Basically, there are 10 variables that is stored inside a single variable named name. Okay, to take the input, we will just use scanf. Sorry for that. What scanf? We will use string. So ampersand s, and then we will ask the value, give the address for name. Okay, but here comes the twist. You have to remember, for a string type variable, we are repeating, for a string type variable, scanf function does not need the address of that variable. It just need the name, the name of that variable. Here the name of our variable is name. We are just providing name, not the ampersand name, because ampersand name gives the address of that variable. So we are just asking now. Let's just first try this one. Printf. Okay, this one will give a nice look, and then printf ampersand s. Here we will use name, and then here, okay, sorry for that, here, and then if you will run this program, what we are getting here? Student detail entry, enter your name. Okay, let's write a name. Let's say Rohit. Press enter. Name Rohit. We are printing it. Okay, one more thing is here. If we will write 100 here, what will happen? Let's say now we will run it again. Enter name. Okay, we are giving, if we print, okay, it's again here. We can use 100 or we cannot. Let's just not use it. And now we will just make our program more bigger. Printf. We have to change our line here. See, after this one we have to change our line, so we will just write, first we will write a escape sequence that will change our line from here to here, and then we will start printing. We'll print enter your marks for maths. Okay, we are asking maths. Let's just print this one 3 times because we want to take the marks of 3 subjects, and we will just change the subject name. Let's say computer, and here we will say English, and then we will just use scanf. Okay, we don't have any variable for our marks, so we will declare 3 variable int m1, that is for marks 1, m2 for marks 2, and m3 for marks 3. Now we will store each of the variables, each values to the variables, %d, because format specifier for integer type is %d, and then we will provide the address of m1 here. So what we are doing, we are taking a value. Okay, let's just here, sorry, here, here, here. Let's see, we are taking a value of and we are storing it in m1. Now we will doing the same, so let's just copy it to make it fast. Okay, now see, here we will change m2 and here m3. We are done. Now we have taken our input. Now we will just give a nice neat look for that yes, data entry is complete, and this lesson backslash so that it will look nice. Nothing new here, and here also we will do use a backslash also here to look much more clean. Now we have what we have to do, we have to calculate average, that is adding all these values and then dividing it by 3, and we have to print both. So here we are printing name, we will just use n, and here we will write report card. Okay, now we are printing here, we'll again use a backslash n here. We have already printed our name. Now we will just print. Okay, we will take another variable of float type, and we will name it avg to save our average, and then we will just do a calculation here. Avg is equals to m1 plus m2 plus m3. We will just keep these all in a bracket and then divide it by 3. Okay, what we are doing here, let's see, we are adding all the values, dividing it by 3, and we are storing this value in another variable of floating type average. Now we will just print the average. For that we will use %f. So, yes, that is average marks %f, and also we will print avg. Okay, now we have completed our program. Now let's just run it. Okay, we will just give another this printf to make our program look good. This is nothing more than that, and and here also we will need one. Okay, we are done here. Now let's just run this one. You see here what we are getting. we are asking for a name. Let's see, we write a name Rohit. Now enter the marks for maths. Let's say Rohit get 79 in maths. In computer, he was good in computer, he will get 94, of course. And from English, let's say he get 82. Now what is the average? What is the name? Let's see by printing the report card. And when we press enter, we are getting the report card here. See, name is printed Rohit and average marks is 85.00 percentage. This one is the average marks. So you see, we have made a simple program here that can calculate, that takes input as input as the user want to give. Now let's just run this one program again, and now say we want to calculate the same average marks for another person or the another student. So let's say now the name is Roshan. Enter. Let's say for the he's not that good in studies, he get 54 in maths. In computer, let's say 76, of course computer is easy. And in English, let's say 45. What will be the average? The average is 58% here. You see, we can calculate if different persons average marks here from this program. Now let's just cut this one. Here is the complete program. You can see, you can understand is very fluently if you will read this program again and again. Now let's just wrap this video. Thank you.